My name is Tecumseh Tyrone Aiken. I'm a public artist, art activist. I've been doing art all my life, been doing art in the Twin Cities since 1969.
Hi, my name is Aaron Johnson Ortiz, and I'm a community artist and a community organizer, and I was one of the 2017 Emerging Artists with Forecast.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mansfield, and I am a multimedia artist. I have a background in performance art and very experimental sculpture.
I've been actually working and knowing Forecast for about 40 years. The art took me and molded me and created me. My father wanted me to be a lawyer. So at first Forecast was a no gallery, we just get other spaces, alternative spaces to do art and to then fund art, find money for artists to do artwork. My thing was I want to talk to the people more, I want to see what's going on. Well, Forecast was more for that than the group that I was in, half the group that I was in.
I was invited to submit a proposal to Franconia Sculpture Park, and I did get a fellowship there, and that's where I did my first public art. Public art was really new to me. It became almost just really frightening, like with contracts and fabricators and like all of the different elements that, now all of a sudden I'm worrying about making a proposal. With Forecast, I was in the Making It Public workshop, which was amazing. It went over different aspects of legalities. We had a lot of visiting artists. It was really exciting to have an opportunity to be in a group and work with Forecast through some of these issues that are practical and actually seeing your vision come to life.
I am working on a mural project at the building outside of CEDUR, which is the Minneapolis Workers Center. This was about how to get what we want, and this is why we're doing what we want, right? So we're fighting and we're striking because we need fair income and we need fair wages and we need safe workplace conditions so that we can live happy, productive lives. And then how we get that is at the beginning is when we fight. When we fight, we win. So Worker Center is really about all workers and anybody who walks in through the door. It's really important for people to have a space where they can come in and advocate for their workplace rights. And so there's a community investment in the process. People that walk by either have seen it in progress over the course of the year, or if they were involved with painting, they know the little parts that they painted themselves.
Last year, Forecast was a consultant with Augsburg College, Augsburg University now, in selecting artists and commissioning for the Hagsford Center, which is a new center that they've built there. I think it's Business, Science, and Religion. So I applied and was commissioned and asked to do 2 pieces. I don't think Augsburg could even get a tenth of that done the way they did without Forecast. It's not an insult that they can't do it. It's just not something a university does. But that was one solid example of respect for artists, respect for the client, and an understanding of how to engage and celebrate each person's value.
The grants that we were able to apply for in the Making It Public workshop were based in Lower Town. And so I visited the art crawl. I was going to apply for that one. Somewhere along the way, my brain just said, it's going to be the transparent spirit elevation chamber. And it was just going to be this fun waterfall room where people could come in, and it would be nature simulation chamber. And eventually it evolved into a much bigger piece. They're, sent away with just a message of hope. They really could make a change. And it doesn't have to be huge, just little things add up. I'm really happy with the trajectory that it's sent me on.
Forecast is one of those conduits, one of those things that you have to, I think the art world is going to have, but it won't be old Forecast, it'll just be Forecast. The same kind of young, spunky group of people saying, hey, we want to do something that, makes things look good and helps people know who they are. There's a lot of artists out there that you can almost tell that they've come through Forecast in some kind of way.
I have learned through the Forecast Making It Public project kind of how to take care of myself as an artist. The more exposure you have and time you have working with other artists and people and hear their stories and how they got started. It's just really helpful because it just opens up possibilities.
So ever since they moved here, they've been trying to think about how to make a more inviting space. I still feel a little bit like an outsider, a lot less so, and part of that was by meeting other artists and other people who are involved with the arts community through Forecast.
My philosophy is I create my art to heal the hearts and souls of people by evoking a positive spirit. When working with Forecast, it changed to I create my art to heal the hearts and souls of people and their communities.
In some ways, bringing art into these spaces is a way of healing, and is a way of bringing in beauty and joy. It's a way of uplifting people and bringing happiness into these spaces. This is my very first mural. I've never done something of this scale before, but I mean, just the idea of getting paid for your work is something that I think all artists struggle with. And so having a grant to get a project or an idea launched, I think made a huge difference. And I don't know if we would have been able to do it without the Forecast grant. Thank you, Forecast. It was an enormous help, and it really helped me as an emerging artist, and I also think that it helped community members.
You know, a lot of people wonder, why Forecast's role is important for building up the next generation. Forecast is only a part of that. It helps people to know what to do. Forecast is the nitty-gritty. Forecast is the nitty-gritty. Yeah, I like that.
Supporting Forecast is huge because it allows artists an opportunity to dream big and to bring their work up into the community.
I'm not looking, if I'm a young person, I might not be looking at what a corporation is doing, but they're looking. I might not be looking at how a community is changing, but they're looking and asking and watching and listening. How do you know things are changing? You look at the forecast. That's why it's called that.